Late in 2022, an era quietly ended. On December 6th, the final Boeing 747 rolled out of Boeing's Everett, Washington plant. For 55 years, this aircraft ruled the skies. 1,574 jumbo jets built, a wingspan of 224 feet, an empty weight near 200 tons in its final form. 4 engines, 2 decks, a silhouette known around the world. It wasn't just an airplane, it was civilization in aluminum form. Before the 747, flying across oceans was a luxury reserved for the elite. Then came something radically different. A wide-body aircraft that could seat 10 passengers across. An upper-deck lounge, a machine that turned intercontinental travel into something ordinary. Within 14 years of its first flight, U.S. airline passenger numbers doubled. The 747 democratized flight. It became the backbone of global travel. The aircraft behind Air Force One since 1990. The carrier of NASA's space shuttle, and even a mobile nuclear command post. It earned its title, the Queen of the Skies. The original Boeing 747-100 was just the beginning. Boeing quickly followed with the more powerful Boeing 747-200, offering greater range and performance. It came in multiple forms. Passenger versions, the 200F freighter, convertible 200C models, and combi variants capable of carrying both cargo and travelers on the same flight. Then came the unique Boeing 747 SP Special Performance. Shorter and lighter, it was built for ultra-long haul routes, connecting cities non-stop that previously required refueling stops. In the early 1980s, Boeing introduced the Boeing 747-300, recognizable by its extended upper deck. For decades, it ruled long-haul skies. Airlines relied on it. Cargo operators depended on its freighter version. For decades, it ruled long-haul skies. Then, in the 21st century, came the final evolution. The Boeing 747-8. Longer, quieter, more efficient. Powered by next-generation GEnx engines and refined aerodynamics, it represented the ultimate refinement of the jumbo jet concept. Over 54 years of production, from 1968 to 2022. Boeing built 1,574 of these aircraft spanning more than 20 variants. 2 highly modified 747-200s became the VC-25, known globally as Air Force One. Since 1990, every sitting U.S. president has flown aboard a 747. As a 747 airframe gained weight during development, the engines had to produce more thrust than originally planned, up to 43,500 pounds during takeoff, but the immense loading caused an unexpected issue. The engine case began bending under stress. It ovalized. Instead of remaining perfectly circular, it distorted. The sides squeezed inward. Blade clearances had to be increased to prevent catastrophic rubbing. Fuel efficiency dropped by as much as 7% above guaranteed rates. For a company that had powered nearly 90% of commercial aircraft in the 1950s and 60s, this was unprecedented, and time was running out. Finished 747s sat idle on the Everett tarmac, waiting for engines that worked. Deliveries were halted. Time magazine mockingly described them as the world's largest gliders, the elegant solution. Pratt & Whitney engineers conducted exhaustive structural tests. Their breakthrough was deceptively simple. Instead of mounting the engine at a single thrust point, they introduced a 2-point mounting system, allowing distortions to cancel each other out. The result was a Y-shaped titanium thrust frame. It attached at 2 fixed mounts approximately 120 degrees apart, with a sliding joint to accommodate engine expansion during operation. The added weight was minimal, about 163 pounds, on an 8,600-pound engine. But the improvement was dramatic. Case ovalization was reduced. Fuel efficiency met guarantees. Full thrust was restored. And crucially, the engine did not require full recertification. It was an elegant fix that likely saved Boeing, and perhaps the jumbo jet itself. The 747 didn't just succeed, It transformed civilization. It made international travel accessible to the middle class. It accelerated globalization. It carried families across oceans. It fueled tourism. It connected emerging economies. It enabled global business at unprecedented scale. From glamorous 1970s upper-deck lounges to densely packed holiday flights to modern cargo operations flying overnight logistics across continents. For more than half a century, the Queen ruled. When the final 747 rolled out in December 2022, it wasn't just the end of a production line. It was the end of an engineering philosophy.